What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to my Forma building guide for this month's Holo Forms featuring Legendary Julia, Tine, Scathach, and Scion Larcei. We're going to be having 8 new skills added into the Holo Forms pool up to the Nerthus banner, including very coveted skills like Guard Bearing 4, Attack Res Scowl, and also Armored Beacon. So let us begin with the star of this batch, who is going to be Legendary Julia. So Legendary Julia did get a weapon refine and remix a couple of months ago to her Virtuous Naga, and she still has the Dragon Effectiveness, and now her weapon can give her +6 attack and resistance with a bit more lenient condition, and she also has Dragon Wall damage reduction built in her weapon, so that can definitely make her bulky. And those were some of the things which she was missing as a unit, and especially guaranteed follow-up attack, which she's also able to get through her weapon refine, and also +4 to all of her stats. And then finally she has got close counter against dragon foes, which does help her in many of the matchups, as we have seen some really top tier dragons making their way through the game, and especially in arena. So there she can be useful as an earth legendary unit, especially if you're trying to +10 merge her. You also have her Light and Dark 2 skill, which is actually really good for arena purpose, as it just neutralizes any kind of foe's bonuses and also any kind of penalties on Julia. So she doesn't really need to run any kind of unity skill, and it also inflicts -5 debuff on the foe in the combat. And against the dragon units, it also helps her by disabling any kind of adaptive damage of their dragon breaths, which does make it a lot easier for her to use her resistance pretty much against them and tank them really well. So Legendary Julia is going to be a pretty nice blue nuke that you can try and get, but she does miss out on the damage reduction piercing from her kit basically, which is definitely a big thing now because we have a lot of god swords with damage reduction going absolutely crazy, and missing out on damage reduction piercing does make it a bit annoying for her as a blue nuke. But still, like I said, if you're trying to +10 merge her, then this is definitely a good opportunity to get some premium skills on her. So for her slot A, I would definitely recommend trying to get attack resistance finish, because it can work in both phases, and she does have a weapon that can work in both phases, so it is pretty much the perfect slot A skill you can try and get. Remote Mirror is also an option that you can run in the slot A if you want to have a more player phase approach. And Special Spiral 4 is still going to be a really good premium pickup, even if she's ultimately going to be using Light and Dark 2 most of the time. And then in her slot C, you can run Attack Res Oath 4, which can give her more resistance and then give her just the teleportation. And it's a lot more consistent than the Attack Res finish that she comes with after her remix. So Attack Res Oath 4 is going to be the recommended skill here, along with the finish skill. And Attack Smoke 4 can also work out, as you can get the follow-up negation. But I don't really value it too much because nowadays so many units have null follow-up. And then Time Pulse 4 is also an option if you're trying to run her with someone like, Asker or Do Asker, just trying to have her with like a pre-charge special, so it can work out. And Panic Smoke is also going to be an option, especially in the Earth season, as we do have Legendary Male Robin, so the foe penalty doubler effect can be helpful in the Earth season. But overall, I really like the teleportation that Attack Res Oath provides, and the healing and the true damage which the finish skill provides. So this is going to be the recommended Legendary Julia build, which you can try and get. Tine is a colorless infantry mage with Thunderer Tome as her preferred weapon. Tine was definitely pretty unique until we got some kind of tools for the mages to pierce through the damage reduction, because she was pretty much like a magical young Innis, being able to pierce through the damage reduction whenever her special triggers. But now it's not really all that unique because we do have Special Spiral 4, which many of the mages can run, so Tine has definitely lost her uniqueness a bit because of those skills. But still, she can prove as a pretty good mage who can get the special charges from turns 1 to 3. And after that, if she's not at full HP, she's able to get the special charges. So that can help her basically have a higher cooldown special like Luna, just pre-charged and ready to go at. And just, pierce through the damage reduction. And then she can also get +6 attack and speed in the combat, and also +7 true damage whenever she triggers her special, excluding the AoE specials. So Tine is going to be a unit that you definitely want to get some premium skills on, because her base kit definitely is kind of outdated at this point with Fury 4 and null follow-up. So you can definitely try and get some premium skills like Remote Sparrow and Escape Route 4. So you can actually get the Vulture Tome, as it is the only inheritable colorless tome present right now, so you can try and get that for fun. And Remote Sparrow is her best premium option because finish skill doesn't really synergize well with her weapon, where she does not want to be at full HP. So that's why Remote Sparrow could be an option. And Escape Route 4 is also a good option, especially with a weapon that doesn't want her to be at full HP, so she can enable Canto and the teleportation. And if you have a high investment and max investment Tine, then Speed Preempt is also going to be an option that you can run with maybe a more mixed phase slotty skill like maybe Fury 4 or Attack Speed Push 4, which is a lot easier to get on her compared to Remote Sparrow in my opinion, but still this is an option for a max investment Tine. And then you can also run Time Pulse 4, which can pre-charge her high cooldown specials and also pre-charge Ruptured Sky, and it can definitely be helpful with her weapon, which already gives her these special charges and can be helpful with like multiple dancers so that she can always have a special charged up. The other options with this is definitely going to be Defense Stress Smoke 4, which is going to be having good synergy with the Canto that you get from Escape Route 4, Panic Smoke being a really good option as always in the slot C, and Attack Speed Oath 4 is also going to be an option if you don't really get the Escape Route 4 and you get something else. And even if you just want to get some offenses, this is going to be an option. But overall, I do like Time Pulse 4 a lot on Tine, and this is going to be my recommended build for her. Scion Larcei is also present in this batch as an Axe Infantry unit, so with her Whirling Grace, she's able to get minus on special cooldown and also +5 to all of her stats. And she's got full null follow-up built into this weapon, and also the half tempo or the null guard effect built in her weapon, so that can help her with godlike reflexes, especially at max investment if she just wants to loop it or even trigger Vital Astra twice in the player phase. So she's basically like a God Axe, a fast unit with damage reduction and null follow-up, and we don't really have too many of them, but still at this point her speed is definitely not going to be enough when it comes to the speed creep that we have got, but she's definitely a pretty unique Axe Infantry unit that you can try and get if you really like her. And for her build is going to be pretty standard to any kind of God Sword, but here she's in a God Axe, so I guess you can call her that. You can get Vital Astra at low investment, and Godlike Reflexes is going to be better at high investments, and it can definitely work out because of the half tempo built in her weapon, and you can try and loop it. You also have Attack Speed Finish as the best premium option for slot A, but Distant Dart is going to be an option at high investment, and Attack Speed Unity also works out in case you run her with Legendary Male Robin to get even more speed on her. And Close Call 4 is just going to be an amazing skill so that you can get the damage reduction and also the phantom speed built in, which is going to be really helpful for a unit like her who's trying to stack up speed with this kind of God Axe build. And then finally, Time Pulse 4 can pre-charge your Vital Astra and loop it, and it's also useful if you're trying to get godlike reflexes. So I really like this option for her slot C, but Speed Smoke 4 and Attack Speed Oath 4 are also going to be some alternate options. Scathach is the final unit present in this batch, and he's in the 3-star 4-star pool and definitely a fan favorite. So if you're trying to plus and merge him, or if you already have him at plus and merge, then this is the best opportunity to get some really premium skills for him. And even though he's a slow infantry unit and doesn't really have as many options as like God Swords or fast sword infantry units, you can still try and get some premium skills and completely overhaul his kit. So you can try and get Flame Gunbai or Coral Saber as the weapon, because you're not going to be able to get Arcane Elutnir and the Hall of Forms, but ultimately that is going to be his best weapon. So I hope that if you do get Scathach from this Hall of Forms, then you do give him that. And Rearmed Lift has been rerun 2 times now. So if you're a big Scathach fan, then you should definitely keep Arcane Elutnir in mind while getting the skills, because Arcane Elutnir already has Guard and auto follow-up and follow-up negation built in, so you should try and get the skills which can synergize well with his best weapon. So you can try and get Defense Rest Finish 4, which is going to be really good with Special Spiral 4 for its healing and true damage. And Special Spiral 4 is a pretty good skill for a slow unit like him, because it does let him spam Bonfire with Arcane Elutnir, and it does let him pierce through the damage reduction skills of many of the faster God Swords, which are gonna be really annoying for a slow unit like him, and they're going to be getting like max damage reduction against him. So that is definitely going to be a good option. And then Panic Smoke 4 could also be run so that you can get even more debuffs on top of the debuffs that you're getting from Arcane Elutnir. But other options like Time Pulse 4, Attack Defense Menace, and Attack Rest Oath 4 are also going to be the options that you can run with Scathach and Arcane Elutnir whenever you give him that. Another option that you can run on him is actually Attack Defense Unity and Attack Defense Bulwark. So these two skills are going to be pretty good on doubling down on his attack and defense, which are 2 of his best stats. And Attack Defense Unity does protect those 2 stats and can work out if you're trying to use him with Legendary Male Robin. And Bulwark can provide the healing instead of having Finish Kill, and it can pretty much give you that self-sustain. And it can also provide you with Obstruct Effect, which is going to be helpful for a physically tanky unit like Scathach. The next Hall of Forms is going to be from Thracia 776, and the options that we have are really low. So for green we have like 2 options, for colorless we have 2 options, and for blue only 1 option. So if I had to narrow this down, basically the most randomization we're going to be seeing is in the red pool, and I do expect like Dancer Ishtar or either Evil to show up there because Evil did get a weapon refine and Dancer Ishtar is present in the divine codes, and Karen is probably going to be showing up because she's only the blue unit available for Thracia badge, and then we have the 2 green options in Dancer Reinhardt or Lifis, and then Legendary Leaf is probably going to be showing up as the legendary unit as we have been seeing in these holo forms, so that could be a good thing for the people who are trying to plus and merge him and get some premium skills on him. And I think they can definitely give us like 2 dancers because we do have some amazing skills like Firestorm Dance and Guidance 4 which we can give to these units, so they would make for like a good Forma unit that people can try and get. So that's why I think that the first batch definitely has a lot more chances compared to the second batch. Come back to this video next month to see if I was right or wrong, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to share this video with your friends if they're trying to build up any of these units from this holo forms, and if you did enjoy, then make sure to leave a like and a comment, helps me tremendously. And if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using super thanks down below or by becoming a YouTube member. And for more FEH videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as the Thracia pool for the holo forms. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.